Let's go live now to Robert Oulds, Director of the Bruges Group. That's a UK-based think tank. Thanks for joining us. What's your assessment of this new policy?
This is to be welcomed. Of course, currently those who are undergraduates can't bring their dependents, but there is seemingly evidence, or anecdotal evidence at least, that some people who are doing postgraduate courses have been sold these courses as tools to get people into the country, a route for migration, a backdoor, so to speak, to get people into the UK who wouldn't otherwise be able to enter. And of course, this is accounting for now over 100,000 people coming each year. And something needs to be done because the government is way off its original target of bringing migration down to the hundreds, below 100,000, currently looking at legal immigration into the UK in excess of 700,000 each year. Perhaps there could even be more. Indeed, of course, there's also the problems of illegal immigrants as well coming in through the south coast, essentially crossing over from France. So there's a major push of migration into the UK, and every single aspect needs to be dealt with. And it should be welcomed that bogus courses in past have been cracked down on, and now in some cases these bogus routes into the UK are now being dealt with. It means that the law is actually going to be working properly, hopefully, to control immigration and make sure those who have the right to come here have that right, and spaces aren't taken by those who are, in a sense, manipulating the system.
But how big is that segment that is manipulating the system? And is there a risk that in trying to address that, there are consequences for educational institutions here and for the economy that are unintended, because UK students are huge contributors to the economy? A new report published last week talks about £42 billion coming into the UK.
Absolutely, but as I did mention, there are undergraduates who can't bring their dependents with them, and that wouldn't be affected. And of course, no doubt you and I, when we went to university, we did so away from our families and enjoyed the experience very much so because of that. So it isn't actually required. There is the situation where PhD students and those doing specific research for master's programs that is important can indeed bring their dependents, because we would value that, and that will be protected. But those who are not doing research, important research into the UK, just doing postgraduate courses, are now no longer going to be able to. And that's something that is going to resolve part of the problem. You know, we're talking the numbers in the hundreds of thousands, perhaps as many as 138,000 dependents coming here brought here by those who are doing postgraduate degrees or postgraduate courses, many of which may indeed be real, but we know that there are some that are not real, that are just tools for immigration. It's become highlighted. Recently there's been quite an uptick in those who are bringing their dependents here through such a route, and that can only give evidence towards the understanding that people smugglers are now selling immigration into the UK through education, and that can't be right.